Hi. Ekaf purva parayoho antarivacha ad gunaha. Ad gunaha. Now comes an emendation to ad gunaha. As you remember, ad gunaha referred to achi pare that came all the way down from ikoyanachi. Well, it turns out it's not quite that straightforward. So we have today's sutra to clarify this a bit. So, ad gunaha, when an ach follows a of any length, well, gunaha comes in place of both the preceding and following. But now we have 6188, 72 in Siddhanta Kaumadi, Vrtirechi, Vrtirechi, Vrdihi Echi, Vrdihi Echi. Anuvrtihi is at ekaha purva parayoho antarivacha. At ekaha purva parayoho antarivacha. The full sutra would be at echi pare purva parayoho sthane ekaha vrtihi syat. At echi pare purva parayoho sthane ekaha vrtihi syat. Echi pare, not achi pare. So when a is followed by h, a, o, I, ouch, in place of both the preceding and following, a single vrti comes. And this single vrti will be, hold on to your seats, antarivacha, like both the preceding and the following ones. So let's start as we have recently by looking at the different pieces. Vrtiradich, so is how we know what to make of vrtihi. Vrtiradich, our first Ashtadhyayi sutra. Vrtihi at aich. Vrtihi at aich. At, we know, is dirgha a and not all of as because of taparastakalasya. Taparastakalasya. This is not tasmadityutarasya. This is taparastakalasya. So, a, dirgha a, aich. Aich is a pratyahara by adirantyena sahita, adirantyena sahita. So H is I ouch, I ouch. So dirgha a, I ow, these are vrtihis, these are vrtihis. So vrtirechi is designating vrtihis as the single adesha, the ekadesha, for both the preceding and following ones when a is followed by h. Vrtihi will be one of the flavors of vrtihi will be the ekadesha. So let's take sort of the same path as we have recently and look at our three contestants. So we have a, I, ow, a, I, ow. As we elaborated before, akuha visarjaniyanam kantaha. Akuha visarjaniyanam kantaha. So a, just like hrasva a, is kantaha. I, edai toho kantatalu, edai toho kantatalu, odau toho kantoshtam, odau toho kantoshtam. So I is kantatalu in place of articulation, and au is kantoshtam. Au is kantoshtam. So if we look at some examples, such as eka plus ekaha, we have, again, we look at each one of their places of articulation, and we remember that is still kantaha, and now we have a, because eka plus eka, so plus a, and a is still kantatalu. A dai toho kantatalu. So both a and I are kantatalu. Therefore, the closest vruti to a and a is very good. It's a perfect match. Kantatalu, I. I is kantatalu. So the single replacement for the of eka and the a of ekaha would be I. So the single replacement yields ekaikaha, ekaikaha. Now if we take Ganga Ogaha, we have a still kantaha and o dao toho kantoshtam. So o is kantoshtam, a kantaha, o kantoshtam. The closest of the vrutis to both of them is kantoshtam au. Au is the kantoshtam vruti. So that's pretty straightforward once we got the pieces to put together. So Ganga plus Ogaha becomes Gangaugaha. Gangaugaha. Brahma plus Aikyam. Brahma plus Aikyam. A still Kantaha. I still Kantatalu. So the combination, the closest to Kanta and Kantatalu is Kantatalu, and that is I. So Brahma plus Aikyam will yield Brahmaikyam. Brahmaikyam as the single adesha for both the A and the I. And finally, Krishna plus Autsukya is Kanta A and Au Kantoshtam. So the closest to A and Au is Kantoshtam, and that is Au in the world of Vritti. So the single replacement for A and Au is, the single Vritti replacement for A and Au is Au, and we get Krishnautsukhyam. Krishnautsukhyam. So that's it. Now the one other aspect of this that Prabhakar Shastri added as we went along was the distinction between apavada and utsarga. Apavada and utsarga. I will put paribhashas in the notes which give a description of these more formally. I'm not going to try to translate them myself. But what it boils down to is utsarga is the general rule, the fundamental rule, and apavada, the apavada is an exception. So the idea is that the apavada is not a conflict. It's a modification, just as we had alontyasya, and then we had a series of nitchadif parasya nekashit sarvasya variations. We had ikoyanachi echo yavayavaha, and so on. So this is along similar lines. The general rule is adgunaha, but then we have vritirechi. Adgunaha but vritirechi.